Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Tyler Vaught. I'm the head of creators at Twitter, and I'm extremely excited to speak to some amazing creators today on stage. Today we have Chaz, Rome, and Mike of Dormtainment. Guys, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
I know you're sleepy. Wake up. It's okay. It's fine.
We got it. Yeah, we're gonna need some applause and some reaction from you guys. This is a good crew. Okay, so first, guys, how's VidCon been?
Amazing. Great experience. A lot of free stuff. A lot of energy. Everyone here seems excited. We're happy to be here.
A lot of snacks.
A lot of snacks.
A lot of snacks.
I said free stuff.
Yeah. Now you guys are VidCon veterans. I heard this is your 4th VidCon.
Yeah, but not like this. This is our first one like this in this capacity with all these interviews and attention. So, yeah, it's a difference this time. It's the best one so far.
Well, awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here. First off, can you guys just tell me how you guys got started? Yeah, anyone?
We started making videos for our friends on Facebook, like just little 2-3 minute videos, and we were always business minded, so we were like, how can we turn what we do into something profitable? And we just pretty much copied College Humor, and we were like, hey, we're going to be the darker version of that. And we started making our own videos, and then we had a set time and a set day that we would put out these videos. So it became kind of like a schedule for our fans, and we built our fan base, and then a few blogs picked up our things, and then next thing you know, maybe like a year or two in, we started seeing a lot of traction.
Got it. And that set schedule, is that what helped you guys grow? And how strict were you to that schedule?
Well, when we first started, oh, you was gonna say something? Go ahead. When we first started, we all came together. We was like, okay, how often or not often do we want to put out videos? So we said that we wanted to be consistent. So we said every Sunday at 7, and we did that for 4.5 years straight. So
at first, I was a visionary. I said every day, and they were like, "Oh, I can't do that every day." And I was like,
every day?
I did. I remember saying every day.
I guess
I remember
so.
saying that. You were out.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was somewhere else.
Rome be out a lot, But yeah, I remember saying every day. But then they were like, "No, we can't do every day. We did every Sunday." So that became like, all week we prepared, we shot, and then we edited, and we released it on Sunday. So we feel like, that did help with our growth.
Yeah, and even to piggyback off that, we always visualized like we wanted to be on TV, wanted to have our own TV show, so we wanted to structure it like we had our own TV show, so it came out, once a week. So that's how we did it.
Now, did you ever think that it would get you to where you are now? Like when you started it, did you have a vision of here's where we want to be in 4 or 5 years, or how surprised are you at what became of it?
I'm not surprised at all. No, I mean, from the time we started, one of the guys in the group, Cam, he's not here right now, but he said, when someone starts a business, it usually takes 10 years for it to become successful. And I said, I ain't got 10 years, Cam. So I was like, if it can happen in 3, let's do it, So we're going to work as hard as we can to make it happen in 3. But it has taken 10 years. Like, we're 9 years in now, and we're finally seeing the fruits of our labor. So we did have the mindset of knowing that this is going to be something that we want to be successful. We didn't know how or when or why, but, I mean, we knew why, but this is something we knew we wanted it to be successful.
But then one of the main things is we kept to our brand.
Can you lower the bass in your voice, please?
We kept to our brand, so like instead of like doing what everybody else was doing, we did our videos. Like we probably could have done pranks. We probably could have, but we was like sketch comedy. That's our thing. That's what we're doing. And so I think that's one of the most exciting parts about it, to see something that we started from the beginning, and we just kept that brand the whole time. So, yeah.
You mentioned College Humor. Were there any particular creators outside of College Humor that inspired you, and you said you want to have your own space and you didn't want to really mimic anybody else, but anybody that inspired you when you got started and said, we're gonna work off of the success that these individuals have had and try to follow the path that they've led?
I remember at the time Donald Glover was in a sketch group. people don't know this, but Donald Glover used to be in a sketch group called Derek Comedy with 2 of his friends. And they used to drop sketches online before he became like a huge writer. So those guys were hilarious, and they were the first ones to ever drop like sketches online. And then also there's a group called Green Bench that we actually work with now.
Yeah.
But they also were dropping videos before we started too.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Twitter for a second. Where does Twitter fit in the set of platforms in which you guys post and connect with fans, and what role specifically do you feel it plays in building your community?
Well, I feel like we started, like Twitter is where we started, like tweeting all of our videos, hashtagging everything. The shareability on Twitter when we first started was.
That was our main source of promotion.
That was.
When we dropped the video, we would get kicked out off Twitter for like a couple hours because we were going so hard, retweeting everyone, tweeting at everyone, hey, new video, new video. Like we had to beg people to watch our videos, and Twitter was the way. So it gave us a great amount of exposure.
I feel like people used to get not mad at us, but it almost felt like spam because we were on it for hours. Yeah.
I mean, to us, it was like, hey, we can communicate with someone without going outside and having to be like, hey, here's a flyer. It was more like, hey, just click this link, no harm, So it just cut out that uncomfortable part of it.
Do you have any interesting stories from connecting with fans on Twitter, conversations you've had?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just reposted this the other day, but our first couple videos, a fan tweeted me and said, hey, I just bared witness to your videos. Please stop. That's what he said. And I said, you know what? I didn't respond to him. I said, I'm going to screenshot this, and one day I'm going to use this. And I did. I did it the other day.
I remember like in 2010, we had made a song, and Soulja Boy at the time tweeted us. And we thought, we were like, oh my God, he tweeted us, and he was like, I want to jump on the remix of the song. Our friend drove home from work. He got off work early, drove home just to see the tweet, and nothing came of it. But it was a fun moment for the
We
second.
still have that tweet saved. I think we framed it.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I know also we have inspirational tweets too. We get a lot of people hitting us up saying that we inspire them, and also sometimes they go through, some dark periods in their life, and seeing our videos help them get through it. And so to reach out to them, instantly and on a personal level is also an amazing thing that Twitter allows us to do.
And I also met my ex-girlfriend on Twitter.
And
we had a good run, but
So Twitter brings people together.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I mean, from really connecting with people and then making a connection for you. I'm bummed it didn't work out, but
Yeah, I don't think it was Twitter's fault.
Yeah.
It was his
I mean,
Thank you.
Twitter girls are different from Instagram girls, but it's a whole nother conversation.
yeah, that's a different panel.
Yeah, it's a different panel.
All right, favorite account to follow on Twitter for each of you?
Well, I don't know what happened to it. It may still be up there, but I used to follow this account that I think it was called T-Rex Arms. And it was nothing but photos of things that a Tyrannosaurus Rex couldn't do because he had short arms.
I remember.
And it was the funniest account to me for like a year. But I think somebody deactivated it or something. But that was one of my, that and Gary V. I like Gary V's account, yeah.
Well, Gary V. I can't remember the name, off the top of my head, but I follow a lot of like positive affirmation Twitter accounts.
Oh, that's my account you're following?
No, I said positive.
Okay.
Also, I follow this group called Dormtainment. I don't know if you ever heard of
Yeah.
them. They're pretty funny. So
Yeah, funny group of guys.
between that, I don't need really anything else.
All right, those are all great accounts.
I like Rev Run's account.
Oh, that's a
Because
good one.
positivity, and to know that he's tweeting from his tub just adds another layer to it for me. So
You think he only does that in the tub
Only in the
still?
tub.
only, I hope so.
Oh, okay.
It would ruin the brand if I knew he was tweeting like out there. So I'd be like, hey
Okay.
man, that's not what I signed up for.
That's true. That's true.
Tub tweeting only.
Yeah.
Okay. For each of you, I think we want to be able to give people insight into things that they may not already know about you. Is there anything interesting that your fans who maybe follow you might not know about you yet?
I feel like people assume that we're like super hyperactive guys and like we're all over the place, high energy, which is what we kind of do on the videos because, I mean, that is a part of us. But at home, I just be chilling. I really don't be saying nothing.
Yeah, just what Mike said. Sometimes I don't want to be funny. I need time.
And most times he's not.
That's a lie.
That was good. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good.
Yeah, but most times, because what we do on a daily basis is make funny videos. Comedy is 24/7 with us. So once we're off camera, you know, we just like to relax and recharge and, you know, just have a regular life, really. So that's what I really do.
And I think also a lot of our fans don't know that the channel that we have now, the YouTube channel, is our second channel.
Yeah.
We had a channel that we started in 2009, and then 2 years in, it got deleted. Everything wiped out. So everything that we built now is from starting over and building a whole nother channel. And a lot of our fans, I don't think they know.
There's actually a fan, after our first channel got deleted, we have a fan who used to save our videos without us knowing, I guess download them. And when our channel got deleted and we didn't re-upload the old ones, she re-uploaded the old ones. So like we didn't bother her. Like we keep it as like an archive. Like that's her archive for us, you know. So.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some challenges, particularly having to kind of regrow a community and launching a new account. What are some other challenges that you guys face as creators on a daily basis, or long-term challenges that maybe they keep you up at night, maybe they don't? But what sort of challenges do you face?
I know, you know, just to keep producing quality videos over time and how to balance things out so you won't burn yourself out. Just like I mentioned earlier, we put out videos every Sunday at 7 for 4.5 years straight, and that was on top of going to school. Some of us had school and jobs. So to find that balance, to not burn yourself out and continue to create that quality videos, I think was challenging to us, and it was exciting too. It was a challenge. But I think that's one thing I could think of off the top of my head, and I'm sure they have some more.
And then also just being a creator in general, like we hear no's a lot of times. Like we hear a no a lot more than we hear yes, you know. And of course people see, you know, people see us doing good. We get, you know, we get to come up here, talk to you and all this stuff. But behind that is, you know, we're writing shows. We're trying to sell things. We're trying to create TV shows, and being a group is much harder than being just one person. We have to share things. We have to, you know, when it comes to finances, when it comes to, you know, cars, when it comes to everything, we have to, because it's a group thing, and so we have to really, hearing no all the time builds a type of resilience that I think it only comes with being a creator and being somebody who steps out there.
Is that your words or?
Resilience?
Yeah.
No, dictionary.
Oh,
it's been a word.
Yeah, it's been a word. Yeah. So, so I think that's a huge challenge in being a group and not like one single person as well.
To touch on what he said too, confidence. I can struggle with confidence sometimes, just dealing with this whole, not only just the industry, but just having a channel and having people tell you, this ain't funny no more. You guys have lost it, and it's like. You know, and you want to say, oh, those words don't bother me, but you know, it can sometimes, especially if you already had that inkling of like, maybe I am losing it, you know? So it's always a battle of like, not getting too down on yourself, but also not getting too high. So just keeping a good balance of confidence is a struggle, but it is like a challenge, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing about being in a group, because where one person might feel a little low, some days you have the other guys to come and pick you up and really, you know, make sure you get through the day or get through the videos that we got to do.
And that also used to bother me too, and sometimes it will, but now I take it as like, you know, when you're a kid, you like certain things, and then as you grow up, you grow with it, you know what I'm saying? And so some of the people who watch this, they may find different taste in something else, and so they may not have the same voice anymore that we have. You know, they grow and they do their thing. So I just look at it as that we're just growing, and we're going to continue to find more fans, and the fans who still love us, they'll come with us too. So we just got to take the good with the bad. Yeah.
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 That's really good advice.
Yeah.
So I've been asking a lot of questions. I want to make sure we can take some questions from the crowd. How we do that is if anyone wants to tweet, ask VidCon, tweet a question, and towards the end, if we have time, I'll take some of those questions and we'll get some answers. What did you guys want to do when you grew up, when you were growing up? Before you knew that this could be a career, what did you guys want to do as kids?
I went through a phase, all right? The first thing, I wanted to be a motorcycle cop because I would watch.
You wanted to be specifically a motorcycle
Just
cop.
for the motorcycle. I
You
didn't
would
want
be able to have that hot top.
Oh, no, I didn't have the high top back then.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't know about being a cop. That's a little dangerous, you know? Then I was like, you know what? I want to be a paramedic. Then I was like, I don't want to ride around in a box all day. That's not me. And then I found out that I was really good at sports. So I was like, you know what? I want to play in the NFL, win the Super Bowl, and I want to run in the Olympics. It didn't happen, but I got close. You know, I won a couple of Super Bowls on Madden. I created myself.
I've won a few too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. But ultimately, I always wanted to be in the entertainment field. Always, you know, love making people laugh. So I think the Lord, you know, pushed me in the right direction. And now, you know, I'm here with these guys that, you know, I consider like my brothers, even though one of them is my actual brother. But, you know, I love what I do. I love, you know, creating with these guys every day, even if we fight or not, you know. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm appreciative. And, you know, I'm just happy to where we're at now and where we're going to go.
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay.
But then I
You
realized.
got the first part
Every
of
time
that,
you
right?
say that,
I did. I love
I can't
space.
see you in space, dog.
I can't see me in space either. That's
I
why
can't
I'm not
see you
there.
right now.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I should be saying that to you, but I can't. You can do anything you want to do,
But
bro.
not an astronaut.
I just can't see you in space.
No, I want to be an astronaut. And then I realized you had to be good at like math, and I was like, nah, it's not gonna work for
I
me.
think that's why.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm good.
What about being an astronaut excited you?
Cause space is so unknown, and I just wanted to go there. And I love the science of it, the comets, the planets, all that stuff. For all I know, it might not even be out there. We might be right here, and that might not be. But it's interesting to me. So I wanted to be an astronaut. Then I started doing music like in 6th grade, and so I wanted to do like sound for like Disney and produce and all this stuff. And then I got to college. I met these guys and realized like, oh, this funny thing could work. And then we still do music too, so it kind of worked out. Best of both worlds. So yeah.
Unlike most black men, my career path was very unique. I wanted to play basketball. I know a lot of, that's very unique to black men. So, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the NBA. Right. And then I got to like 6th grade and I realized, oh, these dudes really practicing. I wasn't prepared for everybody actually
like they're really putting in work.
Oh, they were putting in work. I thought I was going to show up and be good.
Yeah.
Nah, so I kind of had to figure out something else after that. But I feel like I was lost for a while during high school. I didn't know. I wanted to lawyer, pharmacist, whatever. But right as soon as we hit college and we started doing this, I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. So, yeah.
Those are all really admirable paths that you tried.
What about you?
What'd you want to be?
What did I want to do? I kind of took the path of, I was a big sports fan. I thought maybe I could be a basketball player or a baseball player, and then you get to the age where you stop growing, and you're like, this is it? and you start to look at other things. So, yeah. Astronaut would have been cool, too. A lot of math, though.
Yes. Too much math.
Too much math.
You guys do a lot of different things, and something that you are doing on a very frequent basis now and seems to be really successful and getting really great feedback from your fans is your podcast. Can you talk a little bit about how that came about and just what you do on the podcast in terms of topics and how you keep it fresh every week?
Well, I think we started our podcast in 2015. Before that, podcast was just a buzzword to me because I didn't know what podcast meant. I just kept hearing it. And then I started researching it. And then we were like, oh, it's just us sitting around talking. Like, we do that already. Why don't we let the fans in on it? And we started out with like, one of the things we would do is we would like, today on what we not going to talk about, and then we would talk about what we say that we're not going to talk about. And it became like a thing for a while. And but I think the podcast for us is it's almost like an outlet. It's almost like therapy sometimes because it's just like us talking. Like if I had something bad happen the day before, I would open up about it on the podcast. Like, oh yeah, yesterday this happened, and the fans would be like, oh, thank you for sharing that because you know they're not with us every day to know what we're doing. So I think it's been it's been 3 years. It's been fun. It's growing. So yeah.
And I feel like the fans get to see our differences
Yeah.
through the podcast. Like of course on the screen they get to say, oh, he's the silly one, he's the ladies' man. But it's I feel like on the podcast they're like, oh, that's his opinion.
Yeah.
That's how he thinks, and it creates like a real separation between us, which is a good thing for the fans to have and know that there's different opinions in the group.
It's like Twitter is kind of like that too because I feel like you can like stuff that I put on Instagram. I don't think I put on Twitter and vice versa. I feel like Twitter is like more of a conversation. Like I like just tweeting about what I'm thinking about or something like that. And I feel like that's what our podcast has done for us as well.
Good way to plug that in.
Yeah. I've been practicing my no. For sure.
Say that.
Well,
So before we run out of time, I'm going to see if we've got any questions that have been sent from the audience, because I don't want to ask everything. Okay, this is actually a really good one. And this kind of segues into what I wanted to talk about next was what other projects you guys are working on. So we've got a question of can you guys write a comedy movie? And it's phrased in the way, it sounds like they really want you to create a comedy movie.
Sounds like they're yelling
like,
at us.
can you write a
Yeah.
comedy movie?
Yeah.
That's how they asking.
What's going on? Are you guys looking into that, or?
That's exactly what we're working on now. We took a break from our YouTube to kind of focus on a script, and a script is very challenging. Like once you have like a script, that's like almost a baby, you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna see it grow, you're gonna see it change, but we really got it to a point now where we're like, whoa, we have something, and it's taken a while, but we feel like this film is gonna change culture. It's gonna be something that we kind of need for our time, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. We've been working hard on it, and it's gonna have people see us in another light.
Awesome.
And the funny thing about the film that we're working on, we had the idea like 5 years ago, but each time we tried to get into it, it just didn't come together. And then this year, for some reason, it just kind of came
Timing
together.
was right.
Organic, yeah. So.
Timing is everything. I know when we first came up with the idea, we was like, oh man, we're gonna write this script, we're gonna send it out, everybody's gonna be calling for it. So 5 years later, we're still
That's pretty much where it's at.
Well, I think everyone's excited to see what comes of it. Thank you so much for coming today. It was great talking to you guys, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Can I say something
you, everyone.
real quick? Can I say
Thank you.
something real quick?
Absolutely.
I just want to say, Holly Berry, if you're listening, I'm single.
She's not here, Chad.
She might be. She
No,
might be on
she's
Twitter.
not.
She might be listening.
I mean,
might be
somebody out
watching.
here might look like her.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that'll work too.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.